Hello and welcome to Colwich Junction. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me here on the channel to see the progress on the layout in the final month of 2020. For those of you joining from Instagram, which is where I post most of my content, welcome, and thanks for all the subscription and comments over the last 12 months. It's always really appreciated. So yeah, let's get on with it. I was rummaging around on an old memory card and I found this bit of footage from about 12 months ago. Now, I'm not sure what you're like, but me, I always think, actually, I've not really got much done. Progress seems slow and not a lot's really been happening. But when I stopped and looked back at these shots, actually quite a lot has happened. This was the only bit of track work that I'd got laid this time last year. I hadn't got a full circuit of track, so I couldn't run trains of any length, because once they were going around the corners just off shot, that was it. I got no more. So looking back on it now, yeah, there's a lot that's happened, and there's still plenty to do. Don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near finished, if it's ever going to be finished. But as you see from the shots coming in now, there's actually been quite a lot of progress. So yeah, very happy with that. There have been additions to the fleet in the last month or so, as there have been most months this past year. But the big news for me, the big thing that I'm really pleased with, is the back scene that you can see the 87 running past. It's from ID back scenes, and I've really toyed with the idea of whether to bother with a back scene or not. I'm very happy that I have now. This was one of ID back scenes premium range scenes, which is self-adhesive. I toyed with what to stick it to. I'd got MDF painted, but I know the surface you stick it to has to be of a gloss finish. So I had a scratch in my head thinking what to try, and I've actually used hardboard, because it's fairly cheap. You can buy it from your local DIY store with a white finish, which is gloss. So yeah, that's worked out really well. The big news from the other side of the layout is the scenic work has finally started. I've been itching to get going with this, because it's the part of the modelling that I really enjoy. I've been making a right mess with the foam. As you probably know, it gets everywhere when you're cutting it and shaping it, but it is good stuff to work with. And as you can see, the embankments have started to go in. There's an occupational bridge going in there, and I've used the kit from Wills because it's very prototypical. You see them all over the place. The only difference with mine is I've changed the stone walling for brick, because I prefer the look of the brick. But yeah, that fits in quite well. Quite happy with that. I have started to add some basic ground cover to the first part of the scenery, just so I can get a feel of whether it's going right or not. Due to the compact nature of the layout, this side is, the track work's basically one gentle curve. It's as gentle as I can make it. You know, I want to keep it looking as realistic as I can. So there's nothing straight on this side, which throws up its own set of problems. But I'm quite happy with the alignment at the moment. I'm going to try and add some super elevation to the track where I can. Yeah, but that's all progress. I've got to see how it goes. As we continue on our journey down the main line, we come to the viaduct where my lovely Hellion Class 33 has just passed over. This one single item has caused more head scratching and more problems than anything else that I've built so far. It's a lovely kit, but because I've decided to build it on the curve, it's thrown up a whole lot of new problems, which thankfully I'm overcoming. Hopefully I'm going to get away with it. Although this is it in construction, it's pretty much done now. You can just about see the alignment it's on, so it's quite a curve compared with the other part of the line. But yeah, I think my biggest headache now is going to be painting it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen the progress of this particular kit. Hmm, interesting. I'm going to leave it at that. Well, as you probably saw earlier in the video, the Southern Imposter is this lovely Hellion or stroke Helgian, depends on how you say it, class 33. I've got a particular liking for that type of loco, so I'm thinking rule 1 applies here, as it's not a regular sight on the West Coast main line, or definitely not at Colwich. It isn't. You see the odd one come past on the end of a West Coast Railways rake, but that's about it. This is the first time I've purchased one of these type of locos, and as you can see from the shots, what a beautifully smooth runner. Yeah, very, very pleased with it. And I mean, it's running over the crossover here without any fault whatsoever at a lovely slow speed. So very, very impressed with this one. Got it from Rails of Sheffield. Good price. I think it's excellent value. So yeah, that's the Southern Imposter. I'm going to wind things up now, and I'm just going to leave you with a few running shots that have been going on during the last month or so while both the main lines were still in operation. They've been closed over the Christmas period for the viaduct works. So yeah, everything's going at a steady pace. I'm very pleased with the progress, and looking forward to getting on with it in the new year, especially the scenics on this opposite side. It's nice to have a clear idea about what to do with back scenes now, having scratched my head and ummed and ahed whether to go down the back scene route or not. But definitely will be now for the remainder of the layout. So yeah, some positives have come out of that. So I'll wind up by saying thanks very much for taking the time out, as usual, to watch the video and listen to me rambling on. I hope you all have a great 2021. I hope we all have a great 2021 after the last year we could do with it. We could do with a bit of normality returning to our lives. But in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.